Hot 7 TV is now on Flow, cable channel 117, the first fully high-definition local channel in St. Lucia. Catch your favorite movies, intriguing documentaries, chart-busting music videos, and the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot 7 News, all in crisp, high-definition quality. Welcome to what TV should be in this era. Welcome to Hot 7 TV, now on Flow Cable, channel 117. Spread the word.
A Tech Nouvelle News spate of weekend shootings leaves 2 dead and 1 critically injured. And Transport Minister Stephenson King says modern terminals and upgraded buses are on the way.
Your life anywhere, anytime with your BOSL Visa credit card.
Spend your life living BOSL's got you. Live your life your way. It's your life, it's what you do.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our 4 corners of the globe. Our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the best in HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time, anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features, like our live in-studio option, where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD around the world on the Hot FM app. Don't miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
Bonjour, aujourd'hui c'est mardi 17 octobre 2025. Nom moi c'est Daniela Edwin. Bienvenue pour Nouvelle Midi Station Hot 7. Qui vous suivre nous à ce Flow Channel 117, Station Hot FM et puis Kiss FM, l'app mobile Caribbean Hot FM, page Facebook Caribbean Hot 7 TV, aussi la YouTube Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Et puis pas oublier ces moun-là qui a servi à tenir plug and play Hot 7. Merci pour joindre nous. The island has been shaken by a wave of gun violence that left 2 dead and another hospitalized in critical condition after separate shooting incidents over the weekend. On Sunday, officers from the Groselet Police Station and the Major Crimes Unit responded to a shooting at Montsepa Groselet. Upon arrival, they discovered the lifeless body of a male who was later pronounced dead at the scene by a medical practitioner. The deceased has been identified as 35-year-old Neil Peter, a resident of Montsepa. In the early hours of Saturday morning, 24-year-old Jay Collymore of Dentry was fatally shot. He was transported to the hospital but later died from his injuries. Investigators have not revealed what led to the fatal shooting. Meanwhile, in Soufrière, a separate shooting left another man with serious injuries. The victim, who has not yet been identified publicly, was taken to St. Jude Hospital, where he remains in critical condition. Police have yet to confirm whether any arrests have been made in connection with these incidents. Authorities continue to appeal to the public for information as investigations into these matters are ongoing. In other news, the St. Lucia Water and Sewage Company has responded to the concerns of citizens and has warned that climate change and record-breaking temperatures are straining the island's water resources. Officials say ensuring a steady supply will require a coordinated effort beyond the utility alone.
The St. Lucia Water and Sewage Company WASCO held a press conference on October 3rd, drawing attention to the pressing challenges facing the utility. Project manager Maurice Noville emphasized that the company is increasingly grappling with the impacts of climate change, which continue to place significant strain on its operations and infrastructure.
St. Lucia and our water supply is primarily, in fact, solely dependent on rainfall, because all our water is surface water, which comes from rivers and streams and springs. Now, because of this, we are heavily reliant on weather conditions heavily reliant on weather conditions for our distribution of water to the public. And even in the rainy season, we are affected by frequent water shortages. Now, climate change disrupts the water cycle, and it affects WASCO's ability to provide a steady supply.
He further expresses that due to the climate change, there has been longer dry spells, with this past September being the hottest on record.
Because of climate change, what we find is that there are longer dry seasons, which lower the levels in the rivers. So there's a reduced flow and reduced availability of water for us to supply. Then we also have to look at the fact that because of our system, which is heavily reliant on rivers, things like pollution also affect our water supply. So when you have things like illegal dumping of debris and garbage in rivers, that affects us as well. Then you have agricultural runoff when you have fertilizers and it gets washed into the river. Again, that's a problem for us.
WASCO has cautioned that the nation's water resources are not limitless and that ensuring a steady supply requires more than the company's efforts alone. Officials noted that a coordinated approach involving multiple stakeholders is essential to meet the country's growing demand.
It takes more than just WASCO to be able to ensure water security, but we also need our customers to play a part in that as well.
WASCO states that they understand the public's frustration and will be continuing to supply the country with an optimal water supply service. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
The government of St. Lucia, through its satellite agency, the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, has granted permanency to hundreds of elderly home care program staff in what officials are calling a historic step for caregivers and their future.
Over 600 home care service providers from across St. Lucia gathered at the National Cultural Center on Thursday as the government of St. Lucia, through its St. Lucia Social Development Fund, SSDF, an agency of the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, hosted an official ceremony of permanency for the program's staff. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Charmaine Hippolyte Emmanuel, noted the significance of the moment.
We note this as an important milestone. This occasion speaks to the dedication of you as caregivers and our older persons who could speak to testimonies of care laced with compassion, patience, and dignity. Your work goes far beyond providing physical care. It is about offering comfort, respect, and a sense of belonging to some of the most vulnerable members of our society. Through your service, you remind us of the values of humanity and community that must guide our nation's development.
She further reminded the caregivers present that they now hold a responsibility to maintain the delivery of service in a dignified manner to all beneficiaries.
The decision to grant permanency is a recognition on the part of the government of St. Lucia of your unwavering commitment, professionalism, and the vital role you play in strengthening communities and family and caring for those in need. It is also a call to continue this journey with renewed pride and much responsibility. There is an expectation from the government of St. Lucia, the Ministry of Equity, and the families of our service recipients. This expectation speaks to professionalism, the delivery of respectful and dignified care.
Shrizel Saltabus Home Care Program Supervisor Leandra George Fields described the moment as historic and emotional for the employees.
Since 2012, these workers, we have worked with dedication and often under very trying circumstances, providing care for the elderly and the sick at home. And for years, they have worked on a contractual basis, and part of that contract, we would have 1 month break without pay.
She said permanency not only restores dignity, but also gives workers financial stability and recognition as professionals.
And this often sets back our financial stability. It puts us in a position when you have to go to the financial institutions that you're unable to get a loan, maybe to the amount that you would want, or a mortgage, because oftentimes the bank would tell you that you only have 8 months left on your contract, or you only have 11 months, and they couldn't give you the loan. So our livelihoods were affected by that contract.
Thursday's ceremony has been described as a turning point, not just for the home care staff, but for the wider mission of equity and empowerment in St. Lucia. The SSDF, on the sidelines of this landmark moment, stated that it remains committed to strengthening its programs with more initiatives for vulnerable groups expected in the near future. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
Nukakute Nouvelle Midi Station Hot 7, Nukawi Tunet Tutale.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses.
Now you can have your deaf announcements and telebatteries heard on Sundays, right after the church service with Father Albert from the Babano Good Shepherd Catholic Church. That's right. On Sundays, have your deaf announcements and telebatteries heard right here on Hot 7 TV and Kiss FM simultaneously. Call 452-6040 from Monday to Friday. Call and make arrangements for your deaf announcements and telebatteries to be heard at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday right after the church service with Father Albert from the Babano Good Shepherd Catholic Church.
Bienvenue à call. Minister for Transport Stephenson King has announced plans for a new public transportation system. The minister confirmed that a comprehensive study conducted has informed the initiative that is paving the way for a more efficient and modern transport network.
Minister of Transport Stephenson King announced plans for modernized bus terminals, upgraded buses, and improved commuter services, following a comprehensive study by the Caribbean Development Bank.
I spoke to the Caribbean Development Bank, and a study was done, a very scientific study, which takes into consideration everything pertaining to public transportation. Spare parts, cost of spare parts, fuel, and the fuel, they've provided a buffer to allow for the gauge to move up and down. What I mean by that, in the case of any increase in fuel, it is already taken care of because we've given a fair buffer.
The minister confirmed that plans for a new north terminal have already received approval, while proposals for a south terminal are currently under review. Discussions are also underway to address driving times and review fare structures across the network.
If you only know that you can get a bus, no matter what, every hour of the day up to midnight, people will then venture out to do their business. So you know you can get a bus at 6 o'clock to go to the city, you take a bus at 6 o'clock. You know if you want to get back home at 10 or at 11 or at 8 or at 10:30. Once there is a scheduled service, then it means that more people now would be able to move and circulate and to participate in activity in the community.
The minister indicated that this new study will also look into buses' conditions.
Some buses are in a very deplorable condition, so we'll have to put in a more serious system to be able to assess the quality of service that are being provided, both in terms of the quality and the integrity of the vehicles and the atmosphere within the vehicles.
The minister noted that a detailed report on the upcoming bus terminals will be done soon, with work scheduling to start before the end of this year. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Breast cancer remains one of the most common cancers among women, and health officials stress that early detection saves lives. With the global recognition of October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Ministry of Health is rolling out a series of initiatives to raise awareness, promote prevention, and show solidarity with survivors.
The Ministry of Health says this year's campaign for Breast Cancer Awareness Month will focus on visibility, education, and community involvement. Shirlan Edward, acting health educator, provides more insight on the month's activities.
In an effort to generate visibility and be a champion for the cause of breast cancer prevention, workplaces are invited to decorate workstations or main entrances in pink. Also, staff members and other people in various communities around the island are encouraged to wear pink on Fridays to show support for breast cancer survivors.
Community wellness centers will also form part of this year's campaign.
All community wellness centers are encouraged to dedicate one day of screening to community members. They are also encouraged to decorate and showcase a display table at the wellness center throughout the month of October. The Ministry of Health will be undertaking education sessions, breast screening, health fairs for staff at various workplaces and spaces.
The campaign also extends to the digital space, with a social media challenge encouraging individuals and businesses to share one healthy habit for October using the hashtag WholeU2025 and Pink Power. Highlighting community involvement, the Mikud Wellness Center will also host a 5K in Pink walk as part of the month-long plans.
The Mikud Wellness Center will be hosting a 5K in Pink walk for breast cancer within the community of Miku, which will culminate with a screening activity at the Wellness Center. This activity is to promote and encourage physical activity, show solidarity with survivors, fighters, and those who lost loved ones to breast cancer.
The Ministry of Health is encouraging the public, schools, and corporate partners to get involved throughout October as the nation braces the theme, Embrace Your Whole Self, Check Your Lemons. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
The Ministry of Agriculture has officially opened the 2025 sea turtle fishery season, urging strict compliance with conservation regulations as traditional fishers return to authorized coastal areas from October 1st to December 31st.
The Ministry of Agriculture has announced the official opening of the 2025 sea turtle fishery, which will run from Wednesday, October 1st to Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, both dates inclusive. To ensure responsible and sustainable practices during this period, the Ministry has introduced special conditions that must be followed by traditional and registered fishers. These fishers will only be permitted to operate in authorized designated areas under the updated regulatory framework. While the Ministry has yet to release the full list of updated 2025 conditions, the 2024 Sea Turtle Fishery Guidelines offer insight into the type of measures that may remain in place or be adapted. These include minimum weight requirements. Hawksbill turtles must weigh at least 60 pounds. Green and loggerhead turtles must weigh at least 75 pounds. Prohibited practices include sparing of turtles, slaughtering turtles in public or open areas, the capturing of leatherback turtles which are fully protected, and the possession of turtle eggs or keeping turtles as pets. Commercial restrictions include the sale and export of turtle shells or byproducts which are prohibited under the site's regulations. The Ministry reminds both fishers and the general public that all activities must comply with Section 33 of the Fisheries Act, Chapter 7.15. Any breach of these regulations could result in a maximum fine of EC $5,000. To support enforcement efforts, members of the public are encouraged to report any individuals or businesses suspected of violating the regulations of the Marine Police Unit, District Police Stations, and a Predial Larceny Unit or the Department of Fisheries. Throughout the season, the Department of Fisheries will be conducting island-wide monitoring to collect data on sea turtle captures and ensure that all fishing activities are conducted legally and sustainably. The Ministry emphasizes its ongoing commitment to balancing traditional livelihoods with the conservation of St. Lucia's marine biodiversity. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
Episane wive bout nouvel midi stasyon Hot 7 pou jodia, mardi li 7 oktob 2025. Jwen epinou on souè a yo ka pou site pou nouvel nan 8 stasyon Hot 7. Justin nou jwen akon ni a Belchini.
St. Lucia, you asked for it, and it's finally here. Hot 7 TV is now on Flow, Cable Channel 117, the first fully high-definition local channel in St. Lucia. Catch your favorite movies, intriguing documentaries, chart-busting music videos, and the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot 7 News. All